Hey man, a friend of mine brought up this contradiction in the Bible that I just really don't have an answer for.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it's in 2 Kings 8:26, where it says Ahaziah was 22 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 1 year in Jerusalem. His mother's name was Athaliah. She was a granddaughter of Omri, king of Israel.
Right.
When we turn over to 2 Chronicles 22 verse 2, in translations like the King James Version, and it says he was 42 years old when his reign began.
Yeah, so there have been a number of theories presented throughout the years to understand what's going on here. I'll share with you two theories that I believe are the most plausible.
Okay?
And first of all translations agree that 2 Kings 8:26 depicts Ahaziah as 22 years old. It's this passage in 2 Chronicles where the confusion is. So the first theory is that perhaps 42 years refers to the family dynasty of that kingdom.
What do you mean?
Well, King Ahaziah was in the family of King Ahab. That dynasty began with his grandfather Omri. Omri reigned for 6 years. Ahab reigned for 22 years. Ahaziah, which is a different Ahaziah, reigned for 2 years, and Jehoram reigned for 12 years. You add those up, you get King Ahaziah reigning in the 42nd year. This would also support the peculiar wording that the original Hebrew reveals in 2 Chronicles 22:2, which calls Ahaziah a son of 42 years. So there's that possible explanation. Or it could have been this second theory, which is a copyist error, where a scribe inserted 42 instead of 22. In fact, not all the Hebrew manuscripts reflect this error. The Syriac and Arabic ancient translations each have 22 years and not 42 years. So this might have just been an error made by a copyist, as these manuscripts were passed down from one generation to the next. The numerical notations in question here varied so slightly that a smudge of ink, a wrinkle, or a tear in one copy could have led a scribe to make this error.
Makes sense.
But this is why having copies to compare to and context is so helpful in figuring this stuff out. In fact, if we read 2 Kings chapter 8 verse 17, it says Ahaziah's father Jehoram was 32 years old when he became king and reigned for 8 years.
True.
So if he was 40 when he died and his son Ahaziah took over, how could his father be 40 years old and Ahaziah be 42 years old? This context tells us for sure it's not referring to age 42 and further supports Ahaziah being 22 years old when he became king.